I'm replacing the sway bar links today. That's the part, and that's the part number. I'm also replacing the bushings, and that's the part number for that. I printed out the manual. I mean, there's technical information on there. If you're going to be removing the sway bar itself, then you have to look at the orientation so you don't get it flipped upside down when you put it back on. Basically, the offset points up like the arrow indicates. But that's it. I got it up on jack stands. I got the wheels off, and you can get to everything from the top. If you grab the sway bar and move it back and forth, if the ball joints on the links are shocked, you'll actually make a clicking sound. Mine aren't. I'm replacing the sway bar bushing here and the end link or the drag link, and this one has a little bit of the rubber boot still on it, but I mean, it's just coming off in my hand. Got a long breaker bar 17mm nut on the back, and then you counter hold the 17 in front. Okay, I got it loose with the breaker bar. Now I just have 2 wrenches, and I'm going to remove the nut. Okay, got the top one off. Now I'm going to do the bottom nut. That was tight. There we go, cut it off. I cleaned up the old part so I can see the part number. It's 123-323-0416. And that would be original to the car, so that's 34 years old. That part number has been superseded by 123-320-0989, and that's the part number I got on my part. These are limp orders, and they're, you know, it's the same part. The boots have been gone probably for a long time, and it's just packed with sand. You can actually hear it grinding in there, and they're shot. You know, there's no resistance there at all. So even though it wasn't clicking or making noises, they do need to be replaced. Okay, I'm under the car, and that's the bracket that holds on the rubber sway bar bushings. They're held on with 2 13mm. They're not very tight. I've had a PB blaster on here for a while. Okay, well, it's got blue Loctite. Same on there, blue Loctite. Well, there's a plate on the back, right there. And then this horseshoe metal clip just comes right off. And then there's a rubber bushing. It's got a slit on it. You don't have to slide it off the end of the bar. You can just get it off right here. I'm going to clean up the hardware and a wire wheel and probably paint some of that. The bushing itself is in excellent condition. It's still soft. There's no cracks on it or any problems at all. And that's the same part number that they're using now. And it's the same part number that I ordered. These are Mercedes parts, and the only difference I can tell is, you know, the diameter of the hole's wider, which is probably just from, you know, pressure and use. So yeah, I'm going to clean that stuff up. I'm going to take a look at the bar. I might drop the whole sway bar. Okay, here comes the sway bar. Fished it through the muffler there. Well, there is a little bit of rust on there. I'm going to grind that off and treat it. Okay, I've got the hardware wire brushed down. You don't have to get every little bit of rust out, but it's got to be clean. So I clean that with lacquer thinner, and I'm using rust reformer. This converts rust into a paintable surface. And I put this on, you know, anything that I got rust, I just put a coat of this on first. Okay, that's dry, so I'm just top coating it with flat black. And then I'm going to get the sway bar itself. There, and let that dry and give it another coat. I've got all the mounting hardware cleaned up, primed and painted flat black. And then I'm using thread locker blue on all the bolts, which I also cleaned up. I got the sway bar painted, and this is the correct orientation. That hump goes up. Okay, I got the bar in position, and I'm going to put the grommet on. Just open up that, slide it over. Snapped into place like that. Okay, I got that on. Now the mounting bracket has these side cutouts that hold the bushing in place, so those have to go over that, like that. Get this in position. Okay, I just got these started, basically just to hold it in place. Turn the bar down like that. Okay, I got the blue Loctite and the wavy washer on the bottom. Go under here and get this one started. I'm just going to bring this in and just snug it up. I'll come back and torque these later once everything's in place. Just a little bit more. I'll get pressure on the washer. Alright, let's move this up. Get it into the stabilizer bar like that. Then a little bit of blue Loctite. Put on the wavy washer. And then the nut. You have to counter hold the front nut and then turn the back. Okay, I got my torque wrench set to 30 Newton meters. Well, the links get torqued down to 30 Newton meters as well. I can't get a torque wrench on here, so I just have to do it by hand. I can kind of guess 30 Newton meters. And then the same thing on top here. Okay, I got to tighten up the top nut. The one on the back is 17, but the nut that came with the limp forwarder kits is 16. So you just counter hold one and tighten the other. Like that. That's 30 Newton meters. That's already tightened, so yeah, it's done. Just got to get the wheels on here. I mean, I don't think it rolls any less than it did before. Hard to tell, but you know, they needed to be replaced anyways. They were old.